diamond ring for my queen. You gon' wait me till Jesus come. Why when I talk? Pocket full floss, money, honey. Forget about Suzanne. So since we don't have all the equipment like cameras and all this stuff, so just use one of the webcam from my computer. So we're gonna start with these tools and give people knowledge, because that's how they say, start with what you have, and then from there you're gonna elevate it. You're gonna elevate it, and things gonna propagate it, and excuse me, and things gonna improve slowly, because you can't reach down top before start from the bottom. Otherwise, then you're gonna break and start from bottom of phrase. So I'm gonna start with the tool that I have, this week. Alright, so we're here live again on television cameras. So this is a video request from some of the students from Africa, from West Africa. So permutation. So permutation, these are different ways. Permutations are different ways in which a collection of items can be arranged. What that means, for example, if you have a letter, let's say you have A, B, C, then I want to rearrange. I could say B, C, A, or could be C, A, B. So different ways of arranging things. So whenever they talk about arrangements, so that's mean permutation. So quickly, so there's a little formula here is very, very important. Whenever you have an N permutation, N means you permute something out of the same thing. This time we say N factorial. How did I know that? Quickly, right? So we have a formula. This is very, very important formula, right? If you have, let's say, a 4 permutation 2, that means N is 4 and order is 2. So this time we say, what is the N? N is 4. Look at the formula. N is 4. So we're going to say 4 factorial over N, which is 4. So we're going to say 4 minus order. Order means the number that you permute from other ones. So we say 2 and then we have factorial. So when you say 4 factorial means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Means you start from 4, you go to the 1. Now you go 4 minus 2 bracket factorial. 4 minus 2 equal to 2, but we still have a factorial, so place factorial, we write factorial. But a 2 factorial meaning, so now this time we say we have a 4 times 3 times 2. 4 times 3, 12, 12 times 2 equal 24 over 2 factorial means 2 times 1. So this time we say 24 over 2 times 1 is 2 equal to 12. So if I permute 2 from 4, means if I arrange 2 letters or whatever items I have from 4, I'm gonna get 12 different ways of arranging things. Let's take example. Excuse me. Let's go straight to the example. Okay, quickly, before we start example, if somebody gave you 1 factorial equal to 1, and then 0 factorial also, 0 factorial equal to 1. So 1 factorial equal to 1 and 0 factorial equal to 1. Let's say question number 1. This is question number 1 here. They say find the different ways in which 3 letters taken 2 at a time. So we have 3 letters. So our letter 3 means we got 3, but we want to see different ways where we can take 2 from 3 at a time. So why do we permute? Because these are different ways in which 3 letters can be taken 2 at a time. Means you have 3 letters, you want to take 2. Maybe you have A, B, C. So we take 2, or I could say these 2. I could say the first and last one, or the second last and the last one, or the first and second. So we want to see how many different ways. So since this is about arrangements, how many different ways, then of course I'm gonna have to use permutation. So let's see how we can use permutation. It's easy. So I'm gonna say so we permute. What is our N? Our N equal to 3, in which 3 letters. So we're gonna say 3, and then we permute. How are we going to permute? We're going to have 2 letters, so we're going to say 2. So this is say what is N? N equal to 3, so 3 factorial from the formula, and then N is 3, so we're going to say 3 minus what is the order? Our order from the formula, our order equal to 2, so we're going to say 2, and the right bracket, and then factorial. So 3 factorial means 3 times 2 times 1, and then we say 3 minus 1 equal to 1, but a 1 factorial. So now 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 1 equal to 6 over 1 factorial equal to 1, so equal to 1. So there's 6 different ways whereby 2 letters can be taken from 3 letters at a time. So the first question, we have already provided a solution. So now we go for the second question. second question. Just now they say find the number of the words with or without meaning. Like we're gonna take the word and then it doesn't matter whether it has a meaning or it doesn't have a proper meaning. That can be formed because sometimes let's say you have a that can be formed with the letter of the word chair. So we got chair here. So we want to see how many different ways you can arrange this chair. So since a different way, find the number of words. So we want to see how we can rearrange. The same even without meaning means it could be let's say we decided to start with H, it could be C, H A I R. It works. Why we say it works? Because excuse me. They say even if it doesn't have any proper meaning, but that's the other way of arranging. Or we could say air. Let me start with air, CH. So now instead of doing all those, let me change this way, let me change this way, let me change the other way, then we're gonna have to use permutation. Why we use permutation? Because these are different ways of arranging your letter. Perfect. So now let's go in a range. So we're gonna use permutation. So we say right. So permutation. How are we gonna permute? So now, excuse me. We're gonna say we only have a since there is not any letter which repeats. The only time when you have it repeat, like a next example, which I'm gonna show you. So if you don't have any letter which repeat, what you do is say, how many words here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you say, okay. So number of ways that a chair can be arranged is 4 factorial. So that's the answer, 4 factorial. Only if when you don't have any number which repeat, brother and sister. So this time we say 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now let's take next example where we have a letter which could be could repeat. For example, India. So India, we see we have a I and I. So we want to see how we can solve that. So for the first one, for chair, mean number of ways that we can form from the word chair, we say 4 factorial. So now for the second one, which is India. So we say, okay, how many words in India? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we say 5 factorial, and then you over. So if you have any number which repeat, just say 5 factorial means the whole total number of words, and then divide by the number of the letter which repeats. How many letter which repeats? 1 and 2. So you say divided by 2 factorial. Right, so this is going to be 5 factorial. 5 factorial means 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and then we over. 2 factorial means 2 times 1. So 2 times 1 and 2 times 1 cancel. So we have a 5 times 4, 20. 20 times 3 equals 60. So there are 6 different ways that we can arrange India with I which repeats. So that with the repetition. So let's take a swimming here, number 3, swimming. Okay, so now for this case, now swimming, we got 2 words which repeats. We have a M and M and I and I. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the same approach. Take the whole of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're gonna say 8 factorial. Let's check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over all the letter which repeats. Let's see now. 1, 2 to I, so 2 factorial, and then you multiply. We still have some more. And M, 1, 2. So we got 2M repeats. Oh, so that's how we get it out. So we're gonna say we have an 8 factorial over 2 factorial times 2 factorial. Excuse me. So now this time we say 8 times 7 times 6 times 4 times 3 times 2 over 2 factorial means 2 times 1 times 2 factorial means 2 times 1. Right, so now this is finished because 2 times 2 equals 4. So this 4 and this 4 cancel. So now we're left with excuse me. Now we're left with 8 times 7 times 6 times 3 times 2. So that's what we're gonna get, right? So now we say, right, so when you multiply this one, 8 times 7 times 6 times 3 times 2, you get 1080. So we have a 1080 that if we take swimming, that's a different way that we can arrange. Right, so now let's go for the last one. So I want to raise this part here. So for the last one, for the last part, easy. Okay. The last part is how many different words that can be formed with the letter of the word super. Such that the vowels always come together. So we have the word super. So let's check the word super here. So what is super? So we want to see when the vowels can come together. So these are vowels. For other people who don't know, vowels like A, B, C. Excuse me. Come on, man. What me talk about, man? The vowels are A, E, O, O, U. A, E, O, U. These are vowels. So we want to see how could you arrange our super that the vowels can come together. So we see the only way that the vowel can come together here, it could be either U and E can come together. So you answer according to how they ask you. So it could be U and E will come together. So if U and E come together, or it could be E and U come together. And the ratio of the words you could write them is this. But why do I do that? Because there's how many different words that can be formed with the letter of the word super such that the vowels always come together. Means I want to take these words and then take U and E together, or E. So these are two different ways that these vowels can come together. And then you write the ratio of the stuff. So the ratio of the stuff is means if I have a U and E here, means I'll be left with S and then P and R. If I have EU, the same thing, S, P and R, or vice versa. So I want to see how many different ways we could do this. So this is easy. So let's let me say excuse me. So let's let me say so remember we don't have any words which repeat here. So since we don't have any words which repeat, so we're gonna say now let's permute now. So we're gonna say so now we don't have any letter which repeat. So we're gonna say how many words here? 1, 2. So this is gonna be like one letter, I mean one word or one item. So first item, second item, third item, fourth item. So we're gonna say we have a fourth item. All of them we multiply by the ways, number of ways whereby the vowels can come together. So how many ways that a vowels can come together? It could be 2 for total, because excuse me, that's the only way that the vowel can come together. So now we say, so that's the only way, I mean first way and second way. So we got only 2 ways the vowel can come together. So we multiply all number of items 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2 ways that the vowels can come together. But remember we don't have any words which repeat, so we're not going to divide by anything. But if you had a words, let's say we had something like, let's say super, then we know we had a 2s which repeat, so I was going to divide by 2 factorial, because whenever you have items which repeats, you divide by. But for this case, for word super, we don't have any items which repeat. So if you don't have an item which repeats, so what you do, you multiply. So 4 factorial. 4 factorial means 4 times 3. So say this is equal to 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. This is the first group, and then you multiply by 2 factorial. 2 factorial means 2 times 1. So let's multiply. 4 times 3, 12. 12 times 2, 24. 24 times 2 factorial means 2. So this is equal to 48. So right, so that's how you solve, man. If you face on my channel, try to share with a lot of people, man. Thanks a lot. Peace and love.